All right, stocks are mixed heading into the final hour of trading. Earnings season is in full swing. Some big names reporting this week, especially the big technology companies. Let's bring in Divine Capital CEO Danny Hughes and Nicholas Wealth Management President David Nicholas. Great to have you guys here.
Thanks,
Great
Cheryl.
to be here, Cheryl.
Danny, I'm going to start with you on technology. We've got Alphabet after the bell. We've got Microsoft this week, Facebook. I mean, these are the big technology companies. The question is guidance from these companies. Do we get any? What are you expecting?
I think we're going to get at least some verbal guidance on what they're expecting, what we can, but I think numbers might be pulled. It depends on the company, though, Cheryl. One of the things that we really are watching right now is advertising sales from these big guys. So Google reports later today after the close. Tomorrow, we've got Facebook, which we own, Microsoft, which we own. Thursday, Apple, Amazon, and Twitter. It's a monumental earnings week.
It's just rough to see those red numbers. It makes you kind of wonder, David, on the flip side, is it because these stocks were basically defensive names and they have been during the pandemic, or if there's some whisper numbers out there that we're not hearing about?
Yeah, I mean, it could be the whisper trade, but I think it's somewhat of a valuation story as well. I mean, investors, we're paying a premium for these companies. And you're right, Cheryl, these companies, these Facebooks, Amazon, Apple, Google, they turned into more defensive type names. But I just think it's all about premiums. Can these companies justify a valuation? Market breadth has improved over the last couple of days, which is good, but it's been a very thin rally. And so tech's been leading this rally. And when we normally get thin rallies like this in terms of breadth, we normally see sell-offs. So I think we got to be cautious as investors here, because if these companies cannot continue to drive earnings growth, the question is, are investors going to continue to pay a premium for these names? I don't think so. So I think that could spell trouble for the overall rally that we've been seeing.
And you know what? Obviously, it's about the consumer, especially if you look at an Amazon or even a Facebook and Apple, really Apple and Amazon on our screen. And Danny, it was interesting because Kevin Hassett was giving a briefing earlier today, an interview. He was saying he thinks unemployment's going to be anywhere from 16 to 20% unemployment. I mean, the consumer has been crushed. They are home. A lot of them are unemployed. 26 million unemployed in this country now in the last 5 weeks. I mean, how bad could this be for us, Danny?
I think we're not really seeing it be so bad in the stock market. This has really been a nice bump up for the last couple of weeks in anticipation of us opening again.
But Danny, that's the worry.
That is the worry. And May 8th is when the April numbers come out for unemployment. And I think that's where we're really going to see what this impact has been over at least this last month. And it has been monumental. And I think that what we're going to see is the consumer is not consuming. But there are a lot of areas of the market where the consumer is consuming. And that's certainly in the telecoms, in anything that connects us together. And energy, I know I've been pounding the table about this. We aren't getting in our cars and driving anywhere, Cheryl.
Sure.
But we certainly are using a lot of power. And interestingly, the names that have done pretty well in the energy space have been the clean energy names, which is nice to see. Some solar names up huge today. So I think that we're going to see some of those ESG things going forward.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, and gasoline is so cheap, and we're not driving anywhere. We can't even take advantage of it. David, real quick, we've got about a minute and a half here. We're getting this White House event, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be a small business event, the PPP. Small business, again, crushed. Hoping for a lifeline from the government. Russ 2000's actually been a strong performer today. That small business story, does it turn around?
Yeah, it's got to, Cheryl. Many small businesses like my own, we applied for PPP. We were in a portal, just to give you yesterday, out of 200 businesses that they had at their portal at the bank that we use, we were 10 out of 200 that got approved. So there's still a lot of small businesses right now that need this lifeline. So I hope that the government will give us something today that's showing that the Treasury, the Feds have opened up the window to get small businesses the loans that they need. Because I'm telling you, this is make or break for small businesses. It's small businesses that are the backbone of the U.S. economy. So hopefully we'll see some progress there.
They drive jobs, they drive the economy. And Danny, I'm going to give you final word. We're going to get a read on first quarter GDP, that advanced read tomorrow. What are you expecting? 10 seconds.
I don't think it's going to be good, but we've seen some numbers that are way, way more terrible than what we are going to get. It's going to be bad, Cheryl, and I think that it'll affect the market too.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, Danny and David, thanks for the market perspective on a mixed day. The Dow kind of losing a little bit of steam and the NASDAQ really losing some steam. NASDAQ down 70. Guys, thank you very much.